Def had a standout performance previously. We'll see if he's able to replicate that success. Xset starting off on the attack, and it's going to be a good one. Keep an eye on Viper utility. That often tells so much of how teams want to play. So far, we've got it roped off across mid, which often gives a cue that you're going to want to work in through double doors towards A, but that is not where they're positioned.
Turret out.
All right, we have Xset on attack. Sentinels on defense to start us off. Looks like Xset will utilize a bit of that elbow area. They could find Sick quite quick. Sick always pushes. It was C long with the Phoenix on Haven. Now it's into mid. He gets to that middle area, the tower, and now it could be even bigger. Damage takes 2. Spike, and now Sentinels can move accordingly as Shazam whips out a beautiful shot.
Yikes,
what? Yo, Sentinels are online to start pistol.
That Ghost is just problematic at best, and they read it, right? Like, we talked about the wall going up, and oftentimes what that tells, but the elbow push was the one thing that was a slight difference. What a start. What a pistol from Sentinel. Sick with 3. Sha got the last 2. An excellent start.
There's space to be grabbed, and they grabbed it right away. Sick taking an adventure straight down mid. He's like, you know what? I like long walks on the beach. I want to immediately. Starts heading that way. Finds 2. Why not? Thank you very much. And the fact that that was Spike right off the bat. Your wall got played against you so hard there on the side of Xset. Sentinels with a great start on that first round.
For Xset here, a much heavier stack towards A. You've got BCJ on the Viper towards B. No wall coming up. And they do have a bit of a mixed buy. Both Def and BCJ have Marshals.
Oh, I love the Marshall usage on this, Dougie.
Yeah, I imagine Sentinels fans are loving that Vandal in the hands of Sick even more this early. It's just like, that just, you almost don't want to play the round, right? Like, you're going into a Vandal with no armor, no real weapons. What do you do?
Especially if you hear it early.
Yeah.
He is hovering the back. I think it's the last thing they want to hear. Oh, BCJ on the Tenz. Breeze sees so many Marshall rounds, Doug.
Shock dart from Shazam to push Aaron off. Oh, Def not able to land the shot, but there's that Vandal that we talked about. Aaron just on the other side with Sick there. You just heard the door close, but Shazam actually went up. Excuse me, it didn't close, it opened up, and Aaron was caught with his proverbial pants down. But for Xset, they seem to be able to get onto the site anyway. In with the flash is Pure trying to plan it. BCJ good for 1. Just 2 members remaining on the side of Xset as the spike goes down. BCJ and Pure have like no health to their name. It's just BCJ giving 1 a haircut. Not able to land the shot though as Sha gets 3. Sentinels get to 2.
Tough. Xset pushing the envelope on that one to see if they can get themselves a force buy with the Marshals coming through. Sentinel says no, we'll put you down for a few more rounds, and the Vandal stays up with 6 HP.
Yeah. Well,
Sick does not lose it.
Well, not just that, but now Sick has the Seekers online, right? Like, so you see the dividends pay off. Financially, he's going to carry it into the next round. He's also got his ultimate in round 3, which also feels terrible. That's just a really good start from Sentinels.
So we see most of the KJ utility put over towards that A side. Definitely on that defense, it helps out so much. KJ Cypher on Sentinels, which means you have all that sight watch utility, plus your attacking side has flank watch, which means you are able to push up here and not worry all that much. Turret is going to cover your hallway. You got that trap on your backside. Doug, looks like an A hit.
They're going. Def is leading the charge too with the spike in hand. He's gotten him through, so they're going to be playing right on the other side of that pyramid. If BCJ is able to stay alive, you've got to remain control. You've got to maintain control of caves here because you've got excellent post plants, lineups with the Viper's Pit, but you've got to stay alive. You've got to keep control of that. Second drop, Sick going in aggressive, looking for another one as the spike continues to tick away. The tap has been diffused, but he drops. Sick going in aggressive. Aaron's going to get cleaned up as well. Aaron looking for more. As BCJ's there. He doesn't have any more util. The kills come through, but Sentinels, Shazam is the last one standing through that chaos. A double with the Bulldog at the end and the defuse.
This was one of the things that I thought Breeze would bring to the table, and it's one of my favorite, is the fact that every member of both teams are literally in the site just on the other side of this gas wall game and waiting for it to go down. If there's a stat that starts coming up of what map has the most 5v5 spike plans, A side or B on Breeze is going to be taking it, because It is so rowdy after that spike goes down and all the utility just starts flying. It brings a different dynamic of just like hyper firefight that you are put in as soon as that gas wall goes down that really no other map is offered.
Rowdy. I like how you call that. That was rowdy.
It
A rowdy
is.
start from Tenz there to get the opening pick onto Def, playing off of the flash from Sick. So we're starting to see it may not be with presence of body, but investing the utility to control the middle of the map.
Dapper waiting patiently on the left. He has good control, so he pops this molly here, and he looks to his right side. Doesn't have to worry about too much on his left as he can organize what's going on. All of these things you have to delay your opponents. He's starting to push forward a bit. Beautiful look, beautiful peek. Great job by Sentinels to quickly pick up 2 here. Not being afraid of the eco that Xset could be putting forward.
Ooh. Crispy little shot from Zekin, but not going to get a chance to do it again as Tenz cleans him up. Sick gets the last. Sentinels cruise through the round. They've roared out of the gates, a 4-0 lead. Now Xset should be able to buy up, but even then for Xset, it's been interesting to watch how they're managing their economy, because even when you expect them to be absolutely broke, they're still bringing in some spice, right? And it's been primarily by way of marshals.
Sentinels have found a way to shut down both Def and Pure, 2 of the ones that were firing very well last map. And that's always going to help when you just kind of have your opponent's number over and over again. That confidence and peak in favor of Sentinels here as we start off round 5. Guns on both sides, Doug. And it does look like a bit of a split strat here. Obviously, hallway will be watched for any push, flank, what's coming through there. But it looks like the rotation towards B could be where they end.
Interesting. So they draw out the Hunter's Fury from Shazam. And I mean, you got a little bit, right? Like, you tagged up Aaron, but that's all you got. He's going to drop the lockdown, but it's actually going to be a hit towards B. Keep in mind that BCJ has the Viper's Pit. Great pick onto Aaron. The Seekers are going to come out as well. Here we go. Now the hit's going to come through. Sick. Managing to stay alive. Let one dash through, but Pure punishes him at the end of the day. The spike is still not fully committed onto the site. You see members of Sentinel start to rotate.
Really neat seeing the distant Killjoy ultimates here to create opposite rotations from what their opponents would think. Zombs coming up huge there, and these gun rounds are not feeling like gun rounds for Xset. And whatever happened last map, Sentinels shook it off, and they are coming out firing on this one. 9-2 for Sick. He carries that Phoenix performance at the end of last game into this one, and Shazam is right there on his heels.
Yeah, dude, but boy was on one at the end of that last map, and as you said,
yeah, he was.
Picked it right back up. And as you said, it's really been a complete performance from Sentinels, 5 rounds in a row. Now for Xset, you've got weapons again. You've got a Guardian in the hands of Zekin. Pure is going to bring the Blade Storm into things as well. We'll see how it plays out.
Tenz already wanting some space. He knows that turret's set up, and he is actually going to be in a great position to catch a shoulder of Deft here before Deft would see him. That's an easy frag. X gets the second one, starting the pre-fire as well. Just feeling it right now. Tenz with some beautiful aim.
Standing ahead.
Beautiful indeed. And again, like, this is another gun round, right? Pure has to go in aggressive. There you go. The Blade Storm good on one, but it gets traded out. Zekin with the flash. It got cleaned up. Investing the second. The spike has not really made its way past caves at all. It's just BCJ who's up on a one-man mission in a 1v3. He's going to have to rotate back. He's got time. I mean, he has no health, Riv.
They're just going to swarm him, even if he does make it to pyramids. As soon as they hear that spike. All right.
Riv, so talk to me about why it's been so successful. What have Sentinels been able to do that Xset haven't been able to control?
Sentinels, they're taking that space. They're able to get themselves into position, as well as you got to give credit to the aim being on. But here, just the Tenz with the quick flicks, not the flicks, but the quick accuracy, the quick aim, and being just having that reaction speed is the word I wanted. Oh, my word. It's hard to word today, Doug. Yeah, the reaction speed there. It is just coming online. It's something we were missing from Sentinels in the previous map. They seemed a bit sluggish. Like I said, double corner checking as you go into a site, and you'd have backs to just one member of Xset. Everything is flowing much more smoothly here, and again, the aggression. Sick pushes up, the info is there, and they instantly work more confidently with the info. Catch a bullet in the head, and that kind of slows things down, but that's where they're getting their confidence here in these rounds to keep stepping forward.
So look at how far up Shazam has gotten at this point, right? Like working the middle of the map. First it was Sick who got cleaned up thanks to the Marshall shot from Def, but look, oh my gosh! What? Def got onto one as well. Now we understand why they're buying those Marshalls as frequently as they are, because if you can do stuff like that, I mean, what's the problem? Why don't you buy it more?
I mean, Doug, I think we've all felt it on this map, no matter if we're the best aim in the world or we're not. The distance that you're shooting at is still something your brain is min-maxing. So having sheriffs all the time guarantees that's happening. Like these shots right here, having 3 or 4 bullets are then feet outside your opponent if you're starting to miss the recoil, and it's something everybody's still adjusting to. So to get a little Marshall in your pocket for a little cheaper, and you can roll rounds like that, and I think we've been seeing it more and more. I think there were 3 Marshalls in the game just yesterday, I was remembering. Yeah, it's effective.
Effective indeed, as we just saw. Full display for Xset. They look to continue to roll things as they've got an op now in the hands of Pure, and a much more quiet start. Look at how defensively, look at the investment of utility from Xset, right? You've got the alarm bot, you've got a turret, you've got tripwires to make sure nobody's pushing in. You have to approach this map that way because it's so big and because there's so many different things to control. Oh my god, Zombs!
Oh my god!
Zombs! Zombs with 4 mows down Xset.
Absurd play by Zombs. Always good for 2, 3, 4. He just does not stop once you get that ripcord pulled. In the transfer after transfer and the release of the trigger to then go back onto the next one and get the quadra. That was something else. An absolute poised in the face of danger.
Just unreal.
Woo!
Unreal. Vintage Sentinels right there. Zombs has the Viper's Pit online here, so oftentimes you'll see, and it doesn't look like he's positioned for it, but oftentimes you'll see a team just immediately invest that once the gate goes down to deny entry onto a site. This time it looks like Zombs is going to be a bit more patient, with that, as Dapper has the lockdown, Tenz with the Bladestorm as well, while there are a couple of ultimates on the side of Xset, and a full stack towards B, except for Def. Oh, here they go. They're going to go again. A little rinse, a little repeat, and so far, the outcome has been slightly different. But Zombs is going to get a chance to pull off heroics again. It's going to switch out. BCJ actually cleaned him up. So they've gotten onto the site. Another one drops. The Viper's Pit's going to come through, and you've got to keep an eye on Def as he's on the rotate, but he might get too late, right? Like, if the spike doesn't get there in time, there he goes. He's one onto Shazam. Dapper's the last one standing. It comes together perfectly for Xset as they get to 2.
They were able to create a little bit of chaos in that round, and it helped. A lot of what Sentinels was rotating to was through their spawn, back on the beach, everybody's at the site, retake. That was one of the first times we saw Xset actually start to push in and encroach onto Sentinels territory other than a site. That mid was worked really well there to start to dissect what Sentinels were trying to do on the retake. Great hold inside the site as well for BCJ and the rest of the squad. Def's ultimate is there, but Zombs has his Viper Pit as well on the side of Sentinels, so they can decide to shut down a site, and there it is at B, right off the rip.
We talked about it in the previous rounds, just to hit a bit ahead of forecast, but it comes through. Meanwhile, for Tenz, he still has that op in his hands as he's holding down A, as it looks like that's exactly where Xset wants to move towards. They haven't fully committed. So again, that wall like gives off the illusion that you're going to want to work double doors. Def is posted up just on the other side. But when you've got B locked down with the Viper's Pit like that, you don't really have to commit the other way.
I love how they're forced into this line of mollies over here by KJ.
Yep.
That Dapper has set up right after the alarm bot. So you're a little deterred, but you still want to make the entry. Looks like they get the mollies out. They're good to go on this as those are triggered and they don't take too much damage. But the shots here from Def to BCJ to return the favor.
And the neural theft to let them know that the 2 remaining members of Sentinels are nowhere near the site. Now they're going to start creeping their way forward, as it looks like they're going to work towards door. Remember, Sick has a chance at something, just waiting for Zombs to get into a decent spot. Numbers advantage heavily in favor of Xset as Zom works his way forward. Sick already good onto 1. Nice little 1-2. Def, great spot to clean one up, but that's going to leave Zombs alone. Zombs in a 1v2. turret, giving his position away. He's got to clean that up. He's not going to find any way forward. Aaron swings at just the right time to get the round win for Xset.
Grabbing a few back, or we're going to see a little deja vu 8-4 here, maybe, that we got on to Haven for our first round. Sentinels looking clean with the rounds they are grabbing, though. And those on top, more Blade Storms from Tenz. Sick fragging out here, whether he's on that Phoenix or right onto that Sky. We see him playing amazing right now for Sentinels. 7-3 as we make our way into round 11. And they do have the ultimate for Aaron, so they can decide to throw the lockdown somewhere in between. And it's something I'd love to see here. KJ is great for the side hold, but you're always like, where do I ult? It's usually to break the rotation and how the defending team is going to go from site to site.
Well, the sites are just so dang big, you don't really get to cover all of it with something like that. A slight difference. We've got the op still in the hands of Pure. We talked about the lockdown. There it is, and it's controlling pivot points, like you were just saying. ECJ working forward. They're going to invest the Seekers as well. So Tenz trying to blast through the smoke, or through the wall, excuse me. Not going to get anything going. Now they're going to work their way in. Dapper, good for one. Zom's got one as well, as Dapper continues to encroach forward. Members of Sentinels will follow. Aaron is already backing off. BCJ and Pure are looking to do the same, but they're a bit stuck, right? Like, because of where they are on the map, they can't easily work their way out. They're kind of stuck here, Pure. Making things a bit easier as he gets a shot onto Sick.
And you can see how patient Sentinels are right now. Still have one on the B rotation. Feel like they're covered fine on the site. Nothing that Xset is doing is putting too much pressure on Sentinels right now with how they've set up this defense. Good rotation over from Zoms to start calling info in the site. The 1v1 for BCJ, and Tenz comes up big.
The timing, he just happened to be jumping up at that exact moment as Tenz swings around, leaving Pure alone in a 1v4. He's got the op, he's got the Blade Storm, but that might be all he has to his name. A pretty brutal spot, but the thing is, Pure had some magic to him yesterday in these moments, not going to be able to deliver this time around. So Sentinels get to 8. We talked about a little deja vu. Xset still have a chance to equalize that, but Sentinels look very good this half.
Stringing together the momentum. Yeah, understanding to control it's what Xset's going to try to do to control that middle part of the map. Sentinels is usually moving as a group otherwise. Besides the one person lurking, whether that's Sick or we just saw Zoms, they rotate as a retake. So the ultimate going off in the middle of the map has not been throwing them for too much of a loop. They're all going to be coming from spawn anyways, and otherwise door as they do it together. So not too much of a spread you'll find from Sentinels being affected by the lockdowns coming in. They seem to know their way around it. Round 12 here. Last one of our first half. Can Xset put that padding on for second half here?
So Sick invested the Seekers at the beginning of the round, cleared out a couple members, and he gets the kill onto Pure. So it's big control established already. Zoms looking to return to the scene of the crime a couple of rounds ago. Shazam getting the best onto Def here, and for Xset, my gosh, they just haven't really been able to move around much at all. They haven't had the freedom to breathe.
Yeah, Tenz already behind him, whispering in their ear, sweet nothings with that Phantom as they all, oh my word, the guiding lights come out and just send everyone into a bit of chaos there. Dapper picks that one up 9-3, a bit of a statement half here on Breeze coming in from Sentinels, and they're probably feeling much better about this now than map 1 on Haven.
Much better, and I think as good of a start as that was, I think we've seen Xset certainly capable of making some magic of their own happen. So we'll see how they fare on the defensive side. But for Sentinels, really, the first half was all, I mean, it was this, right? It was this.
Just the pause. It's the weirdest thing. And I think that's great, right? The pause in shooting, but knowing the patience and training that takes. That's why Zoms is picking up those multi-kills all the time. Good stuff to see for Sentinels. Has definitely put him on track here to get a win on map 2. Just quick info shot out to start this one off. We will have that KJ hold on A as it rotates over towards hallway. Most of the utility towards B, I should say.
Sick has already taken elbow control, but you see Def and Zek and Wise to it. Yep, Sick gets cleaned up. Now the Spike has to reconsider things. Dapper has taken some space as well across the middle of the map, but that's about it for now.
Cat and mouse. just missing each other's angles. This works for Dapper, though. Dapper, the 1v1 coming through. This could be big, and it's going to be Aaron with the model just a little bit farther from that angle to finalize the kill.
Def onto one as well. I mean, it almost like a mirror performance to what we saw in the pistol in the previous half, right? Where it was Sentinels who walked away with a flawless round. Xset looking to do the same. It's been crispy shots across the board that have gotten them to this point, and they just continue to pile on. Def gets the third. Sentinels just down to Tenz. Oftentimes is plenty.
30 seconds
Tenz
left.
gets to 2. Gotta go. He's got 60 health.
Just a beautiful snap aim.
Yep. Doesn't have the spike. He's such a big dang map. You got to traverse with 13 seconds left. This seems like a pretty impossible situation. So, great start to the second half from Xset, and yeah, it is going to get cleaned up. Def padding the stats as he gets the 4.
Good kills, frags all around, and I'm surprised they didn't kind of run from him there to mess him with the money. But they do give him the frag. Def puts him out of his misery for a quick 4K. And great movement by him. A lot of the utility was over towards B. You then saw the rotation coming in as they moved Aaron over towards A there. So really smart play with the utility, but leaving people just off the ball so you can work a variety of strategies to defend. Let's see how they do it this time. Sentinels staying back, but the Marshals are out. We'll see if they can get some long-range shots here to start.
Pura has one of his own as well. Sheriff in the hands of Sick. Not connecting onto anything quite yet. So you see there's a good bit of util from Killjoy on A, and you've got Pure with the Marshal ensuring that nobody works their way in through Cage while Def works elbows. So this is a great start to control from Xset, but Sentinels with an even better start and already getting that Marshal offline.
This is actually pretty terrifying. I feel like Sentinels enjoy this, or at least Tenz does. He's like, oh yeah, long range. I get to basically op early. I have the Marshal though, and these rounds for him, the whole team just kind of moving up here. Feel pretty confident for the side of Sentinels. He destroyed that trap as they're gonna find BCJ on the right.
All of the util comes up. He's been flashed, but manages to stay alive. You've got Def moving in for a nice pinch as well, but it's going to be a big kill onto Sick if he's able to get it. Doesn't understand. Is literally right under his nose. Is he going to check it? No, he's going to drop right in front of him.
Oh my God.
Sick lands the shots. Aaron looking to give him back. And yes, he trades that out. Zombs with 1 health gets cleaned up at the hands of BCJ. A 3v3 here as Aaron continues to creep his way forward. Make that a 3v2. Looking to equalize things even more. The Ghost does the damage. Looking for the last. Line him up and knock him down. Aaron gets a 4. Xset get to 5.
What's up with the Sentinel 4Ks coming in here? Oh my word. Pulling rabbits out of their hats. Making it work. Beautifully done by Xset to get back on that round. Sentinels trying to squeeze through another round with those Marshals, but Xset said, no, we're going to make you pay a little bit more econ than that to get these round wins. And wow, Aaron coming up here. As soon as he was able to duck under that shot from Tenz, the Ghost did the rest of the work. 9-5 here, as we see a few rounds coming in for Xset to start things off.
Aaron and Def both 1 point away from having their ultimates online, and this is really where we see this composition shine, right? With the Killjoy and a Cypher defense side of Breeze, you just have so much control. Look at how Def has already moved his way up. Gonna spot Aaron. Oh my gosh. He spotted Shazam, and I think he spotted Dapper's shoulder as well. But they're working their way up. Yeah, they're working their way up. Def went around. Zombs was able to clean him up. Tenz with the dash to reestablish control of the middle of the map for Sentinels.
This is what I said before, the Sentinels love taking space that is free right away. Think of Sentinels on Ascent. They're either right up on these orbs, they're up in mid, they're up on B to start off with information here. Elbow, again, as we would expect, cover mid, take one down, and then start to rotate. This is kind of what Xset did as they played versus Sentinels on Haven in our previous map, is where you wait for that initial angle hold to be broken, get your numbers in advantage, and then you make your hit. Little watch here in mid from Dapper as it looks like it's going to be finalized A.
Yep, and they're controlling. Again, you see the value because flanking is so prevalent. My gosh. Prevalent on this map. You've got to control double doors, and that's exactly where he is. Sentinels have gotten onto A.
Spike down.
Aaron good
A.
for one. He's got the lockdown as well, so he can really make some magic happen. He's already got the kill onto Shazam. Tenz cleaning him up, leaving BCJ alone. He's got a bulldog,
Spike
and he has some
planted.
armor. He just doesn't have much else. He doesn't really have util. He does have the element of surprise, but it's going to be given away right now.
Knock, knock.
So much for that. Great shot, though, on Dazams to get things down to a 1v2. BCJ, how much more magic do you have in you, BCJ? Good for one, but 10 swings at the right moment to get 3 and the round win for Sentinels. Boy, that was scary.
Little touch and go. Find it kind of scary. You are correct. Especially with the 1v1 find. And if that was a flick, that was 57 HP on Tenz after his final firefights in the end of the round there. So,
Enemy remaining.
see, he was feeling it. He peeked out right at that time of contact to make sure it was their round. 3K for Tenz. That means he is stacking up. I mean, he is on the Blade Storm, so we might get that this round as we see the buys, the classic for him. And we're still ticking down. So Blade Storm usage here. Ares for Dapper. I think he's going to start ripping out the ammo drum.
Blinded.
Flash coming out. There's that Blade Storm. Not going to be impactful this time around. For Sentinels, they've taken elbow control. They're working away up the middle of the map as they like to. You've got that alarm bot there from Aaron that should be going off here in just a moment. The Viper util as well. And look at how they're rotating. They can this is like, they understand where the hit's going to go. They
Do not
feel the
touch.
pressure working mid. Yep.
Wet paint. This is hot. You put a sign on it. Do not touch. Oh, so wall drops. Let's see who actually has the confidence to peek first on that right side. BCJ and Shazam just on the other side of a corner over at B. Looks like Shazam may give up or call for Zoms to make this hit happen. Rotation from Sentinels, for Xset is somewhat calling this as they're stacking over towards B, but the spike alone in mid right now, Dapper's on a mission.
Def has not left A, so he's in a great spot. Oh, to get a chance at something. There it is. The judge delivers. BCJ got messed up for it and continues to do so. Great shot from Pure onto Sick as well to control that flank. So now, all of a sudden, you see Sentinels' resources and their numbers dwindle very quickly as it's a heavy advantage in favor of Xset. It continues to go that way. Dapper's alone in a 1v4. Make that a 1v3. You can feel his spidey senses tingling, having to check every single corner. 10 health, and a dream was all he had as Pure delivers the op shot to clean up the round for Xset.
Dapper got hit by the alarm bot that Sick noted. What? In the beginning of the round, he's like, right here. Make sure you don't hit this. And then they ran into it. A lot of things happening during these rounds, and the slight things that could be an advantage are falling away here as Xset start to pick up a few more for themselves. Or one, I should say here. Not really stringing them together just yet. And quite a few ults here on the side of Sentinels means maybe a little bit of slow play to see what the Seekers can tell them before they do take a site.
Yeah, but look, I mean, BCJ, 1 point from the Viper's pit, second 1 point away from the Seekers as well, so you feel that's certainly going to help things, as Pure is now 1 point away from having the Blade Storm online as well. All of the utility coming together at just the right time. There's the Blade Storm, and the spike is down. Aaron's going to get one as well, leaving Shazam and Dapper alone. Love that play off of the turret, man. That's pretty.
As a KJ player, you feel really bad when you do it, but you also feel really good because it's such a cheeky little thing to do. Always letting your turret peek first, you peek right over it. You make the magic happen. Here we go, Pure for one more, down the gut. And Dapper, he falls in hallway. 3 set for Pure there as he gets himself Blade Storm save that round, I should say. And his Xset's looking good here. They did take map 1. They're creeping up on Sentinels, who currently I don't have the quick strats they were using that got through Xset's defense on Haven. It's a lot harder to play a quick strat here on the side of Breeze since everything's 100 yards to buy a spike plant. But that's really what was able to favor Sentinels when they didn't give Xset a chance to call that mid-round audible. Their adaptation mid-round has really been one of their main strengths to everything in this VCT challenge.
Heavy investment of ultimates. The Seekers have been used. The lockdown's going to be used in kind. As Aaron looking to go aggressive. Yes, Aaron good onto one as well. Second lockdown has been used to counter. As the spike is just playing on the fringe of that. You see it in the pockets of Shazam. 2 players have been detained, but will they aggressively take it? Will they look for it? Pure missing the shot.
Ooh, they're
Yeah, I don't
baiting
think
for
it's
him.
gonna be any challenge. Oh, Pure gets cleaned up. Sick, just trying to dance around, get control of the site. Zekin just narrowly stays alive long enough to land the shots. Oh my gosh, I think he dinked him too, but no, Dapper swings on him, gives him the business, and dismisses him through all of that chaos. It's just BCJ, who isn't around for long. An excellent round run from Sentinels from stop the bleed to stop the bleeding. Xset had won 4 of the last 5, if I'm not mistaken. Things were looking really good. A great response from Sentinels.
Sentinels needed that one as well because it seemed to have thrown Xset for a loop in what they wanted to bait, what they wanted to do, right? Pure got taken off. Zekin wasn't able to do what he wanted from the corner. And for Sentinels, for any team looking to take your opponent down, you need those rounds that gets your opponents a little bit flustered and see if they can continue that play. Let's see if Xset are at all flustered about what's been happening here as they creep back into this game. They do seem to have their heads on straight as Trailblazer is going to find one inside sight.
And again, man, like you see how difficult it is to work through a composition that has a Viper, a Cypher, and a Killjoy. Now you've got the Viper spit coming through out of BCJ to deny entry into A, but it looks like they're going to push it anyway. This is actually... It seems like North American brand to see a Viper spit and just like to full send into it, not concerned about what's on the other side. They tank it to fight for control, but this time Sentinel's rotating away. See, Riv, and so this is what's super interesting because oftentimes you'll see teams aggressively take space away that's available, like we saw from Sentinels previously.
Yeah.
This time, they invested a lot towards A, and we haven't seen Def take anything else, right? He didn't work through elbow. He didn't work through mid. They still have all of that room for Sentinels to work with.
This is still a guessing game for Sentinels. How far is someone pushed up? All retake territory. Six says thank you as Def is in his camera. I think he just backed out of it and maybe wasn't ready for this that instant. But that is a quick pickup from Sick. He's been opening up these rounds huge for the side of Sentinels, coming through his Tenz once again through this Viper smoke, and they will go right back towards that A site.
Sick is going to get the spike down as well. They pulled the string on him so well to get that kill onto Def to make it look like it was going to be. You had 2 members rotating back towards B through defender spawn, and they worked their way right back in through double door where it was just BCJ who was standing there. So Sentinels take full control of the site. Sick gets cleaned up as well. Pure trying to save the op, but Sentinels smell blood in the water, and man, they're going hunting.
I love the Sick moonwalk flash there. It comes out reverse on his own flash. Pure picks up one, though. Almost a second one, and Zombs with the eagle eye tap. Takes down Pure. He's like, I love these angles. This is exactly where I play on defense. And that's one of the things. You always see the site someone plays, and while they switch and the team will add a little bit of variety, a player always seems so much more comfortable in playing the angles of the site they usually defend. And seeing that. And when they come back to it, you're just like, yep, knows exactly what to be looking for. Zombs doing it once again, making those frags happen for Sentinels. 12-7 as Sentinels look to lock in map 2 here.
Map point, and they were working heavily towards A, right? Like it's a full stack. They're going to follow the Trailblazer. Shazam is 1 point away from getting a Hunter Sphere online, and that's exactly what it looks like they want to do. Tenz gets cleaned up, but Zombs trades it out. There's the Hunter Sphere in his pockets. Pure with the Blade Storm is going to have to make some magic happen. Nope, he drops. Aaron gets one back, though. And the spike is still not on the site. The Hunter Sphere is going to come out from Shazam, and that's going to be entry, but Sick with a couple of filthy shots to open up the site to get Sentinels the win. 13-7.